Okay, I think at this point the world can acknowledge that Donald Trump is in the middle of what I can only describe as a full anal probe from the media in this country. The media is hell-bent on destroying Donald Trump. The deep state is hell-bent on destroying him. The weaselly Republicans are hell-bent on destroying him. And of course, your average, everyday, unwashed leftist freak is hell-bent on destroying him. So Donald Trump, even though he's been friends with Democrats his whole professional life and his whole personal life, has got to be pretty demoralized at this point to realize that these people who he once called friends are treating him like absolute garbage. But what he's got to understand is that the only reason they are doing these things is because he serves as an existential threat to every single last one of them. Donald Trump's ideas to make America great again, deregulation, energy independence, lowering taxes, repealing Obamacare, building the wall, all of the things he is in the process of doing scare the living daylights out of these people. Now, President Trump, if you happen to ever watch this, there are 3 things that you must do in order to gain re-election. And if you do these 3 things, I may book on it right now, you will win in a landslide. Number 1, tax reform. They've been talking about tax reform in Congress for ever since November 9th. But what they need to, Donald Trump needs to march up a plan to Congress and get it shoved down the throat of Paul Ryan. We need 3 tax brackets. The highest tax rate needs to be about 36%. Then it goes to 15, and then it goes to 10. Corporate, 15%. You will see a repatriation of so much business into this country. We're going to have a 4% GDP within 2 years. And that's the thing, Mr. President. They know it, and they can't have that apple cart destroyed. So number 1. Number 2, drive a stake in the heart of Obamacare. Be done with it once and for all. This monstrosity has ruined Americans' lives. It is simply a welfare program that once again takes taxpayers' money and gives it to people who can't afford health care. And in the meantime, families can't use the health care that the hilariously named Affordable Care Act supposedly gave them, because premiums are through the roof and you can't use up the deductible long enough to even use your insurance if you wanted to. That must be done, because every single Republican has said they will do away with it, and it's time to get off their butts and do it. And number 3, and here is the big one, Mr. President, build the wall. Do it right now. Do not let another day go by, Mr. President. Fully 70 to 80% of the American people want the border secured. They are sick of illegal immigration. And I'll tell you something else, Democrats. More and more people, like me, want all illegals deported from this country, regardless of, quote, criminal activity. The American people have had just about enough. You start building that wall, Mr. President. You start taking 35% of every remittance that goes back to Mexico and Central America. You're going to have that wall paid for. Toot sweet. So, Mr. President, I beg of you, forget the media. Forget the media. If you do those 3 things, Mr. President, we the people will support you 100%. Godspeed.